What's up, YouTube? Angry Jackal of Rob Ricks. I am back with episode 5 of Fear the Walking Dead. I gotta tell you, I really enjoyed this episode. This episode had a lot in it. We got introduced to Mr. Sales, who is a cool motherfucker. This dude is the king of mind games, and I can't wait to learn more about him because he is like the puppet master. He fucking mind fucked Doug. Remember bitch Doug who made fucking Travis look like fucking He-Man? He had bitch Doug basically just losing it. Losing it. It was just awesome. That little opening monologue was epic. Epic indeed. And, you know, after he gets Doug's ass thrown out of the little cage that they're all sitting in, he looks down and sees Nick. So anyway, we see switches. We see Ophelia just losing her fucking mind, flinging bottles, talking shit to the soldiers. Come on, motherfuckers. Turning to all the people saying, why are you guys just standing around? What are you going to do? You know they're not here to help us. Woo, 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 woo. Right? And I'm like, damn, this girl's got some fucking crazy balls shit. I mean, she's fucking woo, woo. You know, and, you know, Captain Save-A-Ho, the man who's been trying to get in her pants last couple episodes, shows up, and he's like, hey, you know, he convinces his Sarge to let him go in and whatnot, and he's, you know what, no good deed goes unpunished. This is fucking zombie land now, and that Captain Save-A-Ho shit will catch your ass every single time, which he learns, okay? So, you know, then we get to see Chris and Travis have their little father-daughter moment, and you know, Chris is sitting there crying like a little bitch and being just a real dick to Maddie, and you know, it's just button heads, you know, just, you know. So I mean, on the one hand, they're carrying that character dynamic all the way through, but I just couldn't handle. I mean, Travis and Chris both are little bitches, and they both get on my fucking nerve. Liza's back, and you know, we see Liza, what happened to her. You know, she jumped on the truck last episode, and she's over there now. She's sitting and learning how to do stitching and all this other good stuff. And you know, she's a quick study. She's learning how the shit's going down, right? Then, you know, we go back. We see Maddie cleaning up the house, and she's moving a pillow, and she finds the note from Zombie Susan that Alicia has been sitting there reading every night for whatever reason. I still kind of at a loss. I mean, is this girl fucking emo? Is she just wants to feel even more sad? I mean, I don't get it. Anyway, Maddie decides to go try to find her daughter, and she heads back over to fucking Zombie Susan's house, and then discovers Daniel, Ophelia, and Captain Save-A-Ho sitting down there strapped up, and sees, you know, some torture shit about to go down. And, you know, they're down there talking and whatnot, and they all head upstairs, leaving his ass, Captain Save-A-Ho, tied up downstairs. And, you know, Maddie's like, what the fuck are you guys thinking you're doing? You know, Travis is headed out. He's supposed to go talk to, you know, Major Cocksucker, and Major, you know, they're going to work something out. And Ophelia is a little bit hard. No, this is the only thing you'll understand. We'll save him, and, you know, we'll save our mom and them. All we have to do is just wait for the soldier to be missing for a while, and then we'll trade him. And then Maddie's like, that's fucking stupid, right? So anyway, Ophelia leaves, and Maddie's like, are you serious? And Daniel's like, no, that's really not the plan. You just need to keep an eye on Ophelia and let me do what I do. And she's like, what? He's like, I'm about to get medieval on this motherfucker. I'm going to be a pipe-ass laying motherfucker. I'm going to get the information, you know? And she's like, she kind of acts like, oh, you know, don't hurt him. You know, she tries to take that moral high ground, and he looks her dead in the eyes like, bitch, please, do you want me not to hurt him, or do you, like, not want to know that I'm hurting him? You know, whatever you're doing, just keep my daughter from coming over here. And so that's pretty fucking crazy. So Travis goes and meets with Major Cocksucker, and they're sitting there talking, and Major Cocksucker's like, it's not my concern. I don't deal with the fucking natives. I don't deal with that bullshit. You know, the doc's the one that makes those orders. And Travis like, let me go see the doc. He's like, can't do it, you know. And then Travis like, well, fuck, you know, you guys took 11 people, and You know, I'm pretty sure if people don't turn back up, people will be real upset, and this could be some crazy shit. So he kind of threatens him a little bit, and Major Cocksucker's like, really, really, okay, let's go take a ride to go see the doc. Let's go see the fucking doc, right? And yeah, and then we get to go back and see Daniel introducing Captain Savaho to his little sharp friends. She says, we're going to get some information. We're going to get to know each other really fucking well. We're going to, I mean, he had more elegant tools, you know, but we're going to get to know each other very well, me and you. Yes, indeed. By the time we're done, you're going to tell me everything. I'm going to tell you everything you want to know. Oh, I know. Oh, I know. You're going to tell me everything I want to know. So it's pretty fucking, you're like, damn, Danny Boy is a motherfucking cold piece, you know? I was like, there we go. So then we go back and we see Travis, Major Cocksucker, and the crew all heading out to go see the doc, but they find a skin, you know, they find a walker, a zombie, and they get out, pop out the 50 cal, and say, hey, it's time to fucking, you know, pop this motherfucker and what's not. And so they tell Travis, okay, your turn, go up and shoot. Travis like, I don't shoot the gun. I don't shoot the gun. I don't. And it got to be this real tense fucking moment where Major Cocksucker looks him in the eye and says, man, you don't think they're human, do you? If you think they're human, then that would make us murderers. Is that what you're trying to say? You like living in the house with your wife while we're protecting you, giving you food, and you think we're murderers? It's like, no, that's not. I'm saying, well, okay, then take the fucking shot, you know? So Travis goes there and they go through this whole process of, you know, telling him how to shoot, telling him to keep his mouth open so his ear don't pop and all this other stuff. And then here's bitch ass Travis. He just has to take the shot, okay? He's sitting there, he's got a bead on it, right? And what does he do? He lets the rifle travel down. He sees a name tag and he goes, it's a person. And he backs off and they're like, yeah, you're a little bitch. You're a little bitch. For real, you're a little bitch. And they go and they pop the shot, you know? And I'm just like, seriously? So then we see Liza at the triage spot. She's sitting there and, you know, people are coming in, soldiers are coming in, they've got different types of injuries and stuff, and she's sitting there, you know, checking them out, broken bone, this, that. She sees one's got a bite. As soon as they see a bite, they all freak out, and we get to see this air gun getting fucking charged up, and that's the first time we see it. Kind of foreshadows what's going to come. And then, you know, Travis and Major Cocksucker, they're still going. They get sidelined. They have to go to this fucking library where another squad's pinned down. And so they go and they're trying to provide support. They tell Travis, keep your little bitch ass in the fucking truck. Don't get out for nothing, right? And he's like, dude, that's completely fine. So he's kind of listening to that stuff. Then we flash over to Captain Savaho and Daniel. And Daniel is just fucking torturing this dude. And he's asking him questions. And they keep hearing this word cobalt showing up on the radio. Hey, what's up with fucking cobalt? So we're like, oh shit, what's cobalt mean, right? And, you know, Alicia and Chris, they have a moment where they're hanging out and they go to find, Alicia's like, hey, come on, let me go show you this rich motherfucker's house. So they go inside this rich house and they're playing around with toys and shit. And then we flash over to Mr. Sales, who ends up saving Nick. They were going to take Nick's ass away because, you know, he's fucking coming down from, you know, his addiction, so he's spiking a fever, and they had standing orders. Any motherfucker whose fever starts to go up needs to go downstairs. Well, Mr. Sales, Mr. fucking Casanova, Mr. Slick Man says, look, man, he trades his cufflinks, says, I'll keep an eye on him, let me keep him here. And they're like, all right, dude, if his ass turns, he's going to eat your ass and everything. And he's like, yep, I know, I got this. And you think he's going to stop just on my ass? And so it's kind of funny, you know, kind of funny. So then we flash back to Travis, and we find out Major Cocksucker dies. Somehow, we don't see it, which is kind of bummed me out. I kind of wanted to see his punk ass die, because I really didn't like that motherfucker. That dude was such a fucking dick. But, you know, we see his crew running out, and they're like, fuck it, we're out of here. You know, ain't no saving that motherfucker. He's gone. They're like, and so Travis like, we're going to see the doc, right? I was like, no, we're going to take your ass back, and we're going to drop you off a block away from the spot. You go back to home. I'm heading to San Diego. So he's like, fuck, are you serious? So then we see Maddie asleep, and all of a sudden we hear fucking Ophelia screaming her ass off. Wakes Maddie up. Maddie runs over, sees Ophelia walking out. She goes, "What the fuck?" Sees Daniel coming up. Daniel's got a little bit of blood on him. He's got some shit he's cleaning. He goes to the sink. He's washing his hands, and he starts letting some shit. Starts telling Maddie some stuff like, yeah, when Ophelia was 9, she asked me about the war. I told her about it. I told her every fucking detail. But what I didn't tell her, all of the horrible things, was I didn't tell her which side of the equation I was, which man I was. And he's like, do you think she'll understand what I did back then in the war to keep us safe? Do you think she'll understand what I'm doing now? And so he's having kind of this moment where he's realizing, his daughter might not ever understand the shit he's gone through for survival, and he's obviously done some seriously horrendous shit. Because some of his dialogue back and forth with Captain Sabaho was just, kind of dark. And Maddie gets gangsta at one point. She knows there's blood and everything else, and she just looks him dead in the eye, and she asks Daniel, "So did he tell us what we need to know?" And I'm like, what? Fucking Maddie, what? Fucking Maddie, what? So then we go back to the hospital. Eliza's sitting there looking around. She's been asking about Griselda the whole time, earlier in episode, middle episode. Finally, she's just, fuck it. She goes looking around for Griselda, and she finds her. Doc's down there, and Doc's like, we took her foot. We did everything can, but she's got, some sepsis or something in the blood. She's going to basically die. Ain't shit we can do about it. And, you see, Liza's a little upset about that, but hey, that's the way it is. Then we flash to Alicia and Chris basically getting drunk, doing stupid shit, and basically just breaking shit inside the house, the rich house that they've been playing around in, all dressed up in different nice clothing and shit. And it's just kind of, whatever. Travis got dropped off, and we see him walking back to his house, and he sees Ophelia sitting out on the front thing, all shocked, looking all fucking horrified and shit. And he's all, what? What's happening? What's happening? And so anyway, we flash back, and we see fucking Daniel. He's got Captain Sabaho singing like they're best fucking friends. Captain Sabaho's telling them everything, Oh, we got this, this was going on. We had 2,000 of these fucking people, and I could still hear them and see all the shit. We didn't know the affected from the non-affected. We chained them all up together in the stadium. There's over 2,000 there, and blah, blah, blah. Well, then Travis breaks in, is all fucking, earlier he fucking confronted Maddie and was like, did you know? Did you fucking know? Like, oh my God, you're so fucking horrible, right? So anyway, breaks down there, and he's getting ready to go all fucking gonzo until Maddie says, tell him what we know. And Daniel says, tell him about Cobalt. And the word Cobalt stops Travis dead in his feet. Like, what is this Cobalt? And then Captain Sabaho breaks it down. Motherfucker, that's us extracting out. All of the military and stuff basically are leaving the LA basin. And he goes, oh, great, when are we leaving? It's like, you're not leaving, just us. He goes, well, then what? And then he tells them, all non-personnel get, humanely killed, right? And he's like, what? And he goes, when's it supposed to go down? It's like, tomorrow, 9 o'clock in the morning. And so he's like, oh, shit. So he understands the ramifications of that information, and he's also sitting there going, damn, you know what? There's no way we would have known this without these tactics that Daniel had to do. And I think some of that sinks in, and he starts to understand desperate times calls for desperate measures. Without that information, shit, they could all be dead. So we see Nick talking with Mr. Sales, and he's like, dude, why the fuck did you save me? And he goes, I didn't save you. I obligated you to me. We got new rules now. We're going back to the old school motherfucking rules. And you understand what it is to survive and the bare necessities and stuff. And he goes, he goes, yeah, I'm an addict. He goes, no, you're a heroin addict. That's like the best type, because you are the most, he didn't really say, but you're the most depraved fucking evil cocksuckers on the planet, and you'll steal from your own mother to get a fix. So that kind of goes hand in hand with survival, right? Just doing whatever you got to do to survive. And he goes, when I make my move, I'm going to need somebody with your talents. And he goes, what do you mean your move? And he shows him a key. And so then it's like, dude, he's got the key to the fucking gate. He can bounce out any fucking time he wants. And he tells him, yeah, the soldiers are leaving. So even Mr. fucking Sales knows what's going on. So then we see Griselda who's ranting. She's got this fucking dark rant that she's talking about. I've seen the devil's face, and it looks like you, and it talks about little bits, and you know she's alluding to Daniel. It has to be alluding to Daniel. And she says, I'm waiting for the door to kick in, not from soldiers or anything, but from all the people that we've tortured and all the things that we've done, you know. She goes, I accept it. Come and eat my flesh and tear me apart and all this other stuff. And then she basically dies. And the doc's sitting there about to fucking air gun her. And then Liza's like, no, no, no. She takes it, pops it in the head, and, you know, she shows her that she's pretty hardcore. You see Eliza's pretty fucking hardcore. And then, you know, right at the end there, we see Daniel. He sneaks out and he gets over to that stadium that Captain Savaho was telling him about, where all the fucking zombies are chained up. And he walks up the steps, and the fucking doors, and he's like, holy shit. And like, the only time I've seen fear in his eyes was when them doors started kind of shaking, and it's just a brief moment, but he does. He looks fucking little unnerved, and he realizes there's a shit ton of these motherfuckers in there. And that's how it ends. So episode 5 was a really, really strong episode. It had a lot of good stuff in it. It didn't have a lot of gore factors. There's a couple of spots where you see, you know, Daniel torturing Captain Savaho, taking off some of the skin, and you see some blood on some of the equipment, and you see blood on some of the injuries and things of that nature. But for the most part, it's nowhere near the highlight of the season thus far of Peter head blown off by Daniel. What was that episode? Episode 3, I think. Anyway, that was the most goriest. And so this one wasn't too bad, but, you know, a couple of things that I have problems with. I would have liked to see Major Cocksucker taking it, because, you know, having the guys running out and basically saying, yeah, he's not coming, he's not going to make it or whatever, just kind of left that little thread there untied. And I would have liked to see him just fucking fall and just have his neck torn out, and that would have been just phenomenal. You know what I mean? Other than that, you know, Travis was still being a little bitch. He just couldn't use the gun, and I'm like, this guy's got to man up at some point, or he's just gonna be fucking useless. Alicia and Chris, you know, they're bonding, their relationship. You know, they're not blood, so at some point they end up hooking up later on. You know, that would be kind of funky, but, you know, it's not like they're blood relatives or anything, because he was checking her out like, God damn, bitch, you look good. Let's see. Liza's showing some really, really big balls. She's got some tenacity to her. Doc, you know, I wasn't really I wasn't sure about her last episode, but this one, it really seems like she's just trying to make the best of the situation. She doesn't seem to be an evil person. She seems to be a very rational, calm, collected individual that's doing the best that she can with the situation in front of her. Daniel still remains my favorite fucking character. Ophelia, a little naive, but I think she's got the realization now that Pops is fucking no joke. So it'll be interesting to see how that plays out. Maddie is gangsta as shit. I'm really interested in watching her progression. Let's see, Chris, a little bitch. Alicia, you know, I like her a little bit more. So each episode I'm liking her a little bit more. And of course, you know, Gazelda died, so she's out of the equation. But it looks like she was pretty much a rider too. She knew her husband was doing some serious dirt, but yet still she stayed with him, and because she did love him. And that's, you know, that's that. So we got one episode left. We'll see what's what with that. And I just found out there's a webisode that's going to be happening where one of the characters that's on this plane that we saw, remember, I think it was episode 3, we saw a plane flying overhead, and it'll be interesting to see which one of these characters will end up being inside of Fear the Walking Dead for season 2. And that's supposed to be like 1-minute episodes every week for, I forget how many times. I'll find out more and I'll get that information to you guys. But anyway, I got one episode left on Fear the Walking Dead. That's episode 6. I'm going to get that done pretty quick and drop it. This video right here dropped a little bit later than I wanted it to, but I'm going to do episode 6, and then I'll probably do a very short recap on what I think is going on, and go from there. So anyway, That's it for this episode. If you like it, please subscribe. Tell all your fucking friends. Until next time, please be good to each other.